I don't normally talk about politics publicly. It's not something that I'm used to doing. However, given the current political climate in this country, it feels tone deaf not to. So I'm going to talk about it, and it's going to be a long video. And I'm going to talk to two groups in this video. Now, before I begin, I want to say this. The middle class does not exist. You are not middle class. There are two classes in this country. The working class and the ruling class. If you are not directly benefiting from the exploitative and corrupt system that is present in this country, you are working class. Regardless if you have a swimming pool in your backyard or you live in a shack. We are all the same, regardless of your race, regardless of your gender, your religion, your level of education. We are all the same. We are all one. I'm talking to you in this first part. So I've been appreciating the discourse on the internet, how we are discussing the current political climate. And I also acknowledge how important it is to educate one another and send out information and to be in constant conversation with one another. That is very important, and I can acknowledge that. However, it gets to a point where if there is no action taken, there's no action behind it, it just becomes complaining. And I think that's something that we've gotten too comfortable with as a country. We are too comfortable complaining, and nothing happens if we just complain. We have to start talking about coming up with solutions, taking action. And I just want to say that till then, we're just nagging, okay? We're just complaining, and it's a waste of everyone's time. So I truly believe that there are enough resources in this country for every single South African to have a fulfilling life. However, how the country has been governed, a small fraction of people have greedily hoarded all of our resources and left us, most of us in this country, to fight against each other over their crumbs. We are fighting over the crumbs that they choose to leave behind for us, while they hoard everything else for themselves. So the government doesn't take us seriously. They do not care about us. They do not care about our opinions. They do not care how we feel. And I truly believe they believe that we are weak and we are stupid. And every day that goes by where we do not take any action against them, we prove them right. They are right. We are weak, we are stupid, until we actually do something about it. Because they'll never care. Just saying. It's the truth. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but it's the truth. So it's about time that we actually start doing something about it. And I want you to know that we have always had the power, and because of decades of neglect in this country, we have led to us giving up that power to them. It's about time we take it back. Take action. Do something about it. Now I want to talk to the South African government. There is one type of person throughout history that has been the most dangerous. That person is a person who has nothing to lose. Thanks to the system you have set up, you have spawned an entire generation in this country that has nothing to lose. I need you to understand that you have taken away opportunities from us. You have taken away our education. You have taken away our land, sold it to foreigners to make money off of modern day colonialism in South Africa. Crazy. You have taken away basic services like water, electricity, healthcare, education, and also half of the population, more than half of the population in this country, you cannot protect against gender-based violence. To add salt to the wound, prices are skyrocketing. We have nothing in this country. People who have nothing to lose will gladly burn down everything. Everything in this country will be destroyed. It will be burned down to ashes because you made us believe that none of it belonged to us. So what is going to happen? You will mess up again, like you normally do. And this time it's going to be different. It is going to lead to irreversible damage in this country. And I don't think you understand how many South Africans are at that point where they're just waiting. They're waiting for one more reason. And it will never be the same after that. So be careful, because the revolution is here. It's not coming, it is here. This is just the beginning. That's my 2 cents.
What happens when an ordinary South African, who usually avoids politics, suddenly decides she's had enough and speaks out? That's exactly what went down when a colored woman posted a powerful video online about South Africa versus its government. And let me tell you, she did not hold back. She started with a confession. She said, "I don't normally talk about politics publicly. It's not something I'm used to doing. But given the current political climate in this country, it feels tone deaf not to." Right there, she set the tone. No politician's jargon, no sugarcoating, just raw honesty. Then she dropped the bomb. The middle class does not exist. You are not middle class. And you can almost hear the sound of people clutching their Woolies shopping bags at that statement. But her point was sharp. She argued that in South Africa there are only 2 real groups, the working class and the ruling class. Doesn't matter if you've got a pool in your backyard or you're hustling in a shack. If you're not benefiting directly from the system of corruption and exploitation, you're working class. That's it. End of story. Now, here's where it gets even more interesting. She called out all the online chatter. She said, yes, it's good that people are having conversations about politics, sharing knowledge, educating one another. That's important, but at some point, talk without action just becomes nagging. Her words, not mine. And in a way, she's right. South Africans are world champions at complaining, but when it comes to actually organizing and pushing for solutions, things often stall. She made it clear that the country has enough resources for everyone to live with dignity. But because of greed and mismanagement, a tiny fraction of people hoard those resources, while the rest of the nation is left fighting over crumbs. And the sad part? The government knows this. She said flat out, they don't care about us. They don't care how we feel. They think we're weak and stupid. And every day we don't act, we prove them right. Now, if you thought that was bold, wait until you hear the second part of her message. This one was directed straight at the government. She didn't mince her words. She warned them that the most dangerous person in history is someone with nothing to lose. And thanks to years of corruption, inequality, and failure, the government has created an entire generation in South Africa with nothing to lose. She listed it all: stolen opportunities, collapsing education, unaffordable prices, failing healthcare, basic services like water and electricity stripped away, and a total inability to protect people from gender-based violence. Add to that land sold off to foreign interests, and you've got a recipe for anger, real anger. And her warning was chilling. She said when people feel like they own nothing, they won't hesitate to burn everything down. Literally. Because in their eyes, none of it belongs to them anyway. According to her, the revolution isn't on the way. It's already here. This is just the beginning. Now, whether you agree with her or not, one thing is clear. She tapped into something a lot of South Africans are feeling: frustration, exhaustion, a deep sense that the system has failed them. And by saying it publicly, she forced people to look at the uncomfortable truth. So here's the big takeaway. This wasn't just a rant, it was a wake-up call. For ordinary South Africans, it was a reminder that complaining won't fix the country. For the government, it was a warning that the patience of the people is running out. And honestly, sometimes it takes one brave voice on social media to say what millions are thinking in silence. That's exactly what happened here. Whether this sparks action or just fades into the endless noise of the internet, only time will tell. But one thing is certain, her words hit home, and they'll be ringing in a lot of people's ears for a long time. So what do you think? Is she right that South Africans have gotten too comfortable with complaining? Or is action closer than we realize?